Okay, and we're back from our second break.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Estrelli is in the darkness with a flesh monster that wants to eat him. What do you all do?
So Bahamut was, or Zed was waiting to see what I did before he.
Right. I was hoping that Olivia could potentially free Estrelli
That
so
didn't
that I
happen.
would be able to cast invisibility on Estrelli
Hmm.
and thus free him from being, capable of being like re-grabbed or whatever.
Well,
Give
that
him
is
a
not
significant
what
advantage.
happened.
But that is not exactly what happened. And now all of a sudden we can't even see him because somehow he ran away into the darkness.
Okay, so you're in a room and it is lit because of the light at the tip of your staff. But because of the rubble and the angle of the doorway, there is no light in the room that. Because Estrelli was standing in the doorway, and then the flesh monster came out of this dark room and dragged him back in. So if you approach the doorway, you would shed light on that room.
All right. And can I still ready a spell
Yeah,
for
I
when
mean,
I
you
see it
can.
again?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just tell me what you would like to do.
All right. I ready magic missile and rush towards the doorway with my staff over my head. So I've got like a magic circle already prepared on my left hand. Staff is being held up over my head in the right hand. And
Okay.
I go toward the doorway in an attempt to see the monster and then release magic missile once I do.
Okay, then what I would like for you to do is do your cast a spell action.
Okay. And I believe that is just simply a.
It is 2d6 plus your intelligence.
Yeah, why isn't there a hot button for that?
Because I don't have one yet. I'll have one next week.
All right.
I didn't know
2d6
what
plus
you all were.
intelligence.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were all going to be. I couldn't be prepared. And then Hazel switched it on me. I was prepared for Hazel, and then she changed it, which is fine. Okay,
That's fair.
so go ahead and roll your damage because the spell is successfully cast.
All right, and that would be 2d4. No
However,
modifiers.
It's good damage.
that is good damage. But now you also have to choose one. You draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality as it is cast. You take -1 ongoing. Or, to cast a spell. Or, after it is cast, the spell is forgotten. Which do you choose?
Well, most likely charging into a dark corridor with a torch over my head so that I and other people can see, plus then casting a very bright and shiny spell that launches magical missiles at a target will most likely draw unwelcome attention.
Okay, so we're going to go with draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot.
No. So am I getting experience for these? Does that count as a...
No, you didn't
Only
fail.
fails.
Okay, so it's not a fail, it's just inconvenient.
You only learn from your failures.
Yeah, because you still successfully cast the spell, but something bad happened because of it. But if
You have to fail to accomplish anything and have bad things happen to get
Right.
XP.
That is true. Or, we'll do the end of session probably in the last half hour or so. And you can get XP if you played to a bond and resolved it, or if you play to your alignment. And then we're going to ask 3 questions about the world. And if you answer yes to any of them, you get XP for question. So you'll still get XP, but you get more if you fail. So anyway, we see Zed rush forward. He looks very gallant as he lifts his staff, and with his free hand, he casts the spell. And what does it look like when you cast Magic Missile?
Well, as when I cast any spell, my eyes glow a little bit brighter. My hair does the waving in the wind thing. I already have the arcane circle around my left hand, so when I
Natural sexiness oozes out as his hair goes blowing.
So
I mean,
as
he is an elf.
As I finish the last part of the incantation to complete it, the magic circle flashes, and I believe it's 3 bolts of purplish, like purple orbs, shoot forth out of the circle and strike the the creature in various parts.
So describe how you kill this creature.
Oh, I didn't realize I had done lethal damage to it. Let's see here. 2 of the blasts hit its shoulders, and 1 of the blasts hit its head, and thereby severing both of its arms and blowing up its head at the same time.
Now, his head, last I knew, was wrapped around my shoulder. Am I okay?
You are okay. The flesh collapses around you, Estrelli, and although it is twitching, the life is ebbing out of it.
Are these magic missiles are they like explosive, or do they like burn, or how do they what do they do?
Are they like a
if you get hit by
lightsaber?
them?
Force impact. And so most
Okay.
likely what happened was, as it impacted in his shoulders and his head, the force of the blow knocked the flesh off of the rest of the torso.
Yeah, so it's like punching from a distance, but better.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it was made of like soft, spongy flesh. There wasn't much
Yeah.
to it as far as like, structural integrity, so it was able to rip apart easily.
I will say this, as the you hear the echo of this body as like pieces of it kind of splat onto the ground, and it makes a very wet sort of meaty sound as it falls into a heap. And behind you and behind Olivia, you hear more of this groaning sound, and it is louder than what you heard from this room that Estrelli and Zed are in. Well, I guess Zed is in the doorway.
So, is there anything in this room that I can use to block the doorway? Like a table that I could upend or something like that?
You're still in the other room. Did you come into this room?
Yeah, I was following. Yeah.
Okay.
If I didn't say that, I was definitely one step behind you, ready to fire an arrow over your shoulder.
I knew Red was here. I thought you were just kind of chilling in the antechamber.
No. I was gonna say what I did if I failed to kill the zombie, but you pretty much had it under control.
I'm just imagining Olivia just standing there. Man, terrible things are happening in that room.
Good thing I'm chaotic. There are 2 old tables, but they are made of wood, and the wood is well rotted. You think that they might hold, but they wouldn't hold for very long if you blocked the archway, especially considering the size of the creature you just fought.
Right. But it might take them time to clear them out, during which we could just sit there shooting arrows and magic at them.
What do you do?
But there might be lots of them.
All right,
Yeah,
where do we hear
I
these?
start putting a table.
Okay, so there's the antechamber. Okay, to answer your question, Zed, there's the antechamber. To the left, there was the side chamber with the tables that Estrelli was dragged into. To the right of the antechamber, there was an archway that was a more narrow passage that led into a dark hallway. And then straight ahead of you, there was another larger doorway that you have not yet explored. The sounds are coming from the hallway.
The hallway that we are in, or the hallway to the right?
It is behind you. It is to the right of the antechamber. Let me go ahead and move you to this really crappy tentative map I made.
Okay.
That would be very helpful. I was going to ask if there was a map.
Speaking
we
of helpful,
forgive.
did you know that if you double-click a character sheet, it minimizes?
No, I
If
did
you
not know
double-click
that.
at the top. I just figured that out, and it's amazing.
Oh, you are the best. Do you know how many sheets I had up with
Yeah,
the
I
different?
know.
And
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of handouts. I'm not going to lie. So let me go ahead and reveal a thing. And let me also go ahead and change the overlay so the stream people can also see. Fancy! There we go. That's cool. But the things aren't right, so I have to move the cameras around again because everything is weird. And you guys don't have names. But you know what? I didn't know what you guys are going to be. This will be fixed for next time.
Hey, and not an issue. I mean, the work you've already put into it is quite good.
I
already. You know what I mean?
had way too much fun doing all of this. Buhamut's in the right place, so that's good. We'll leave you there. And then merp, put that
I
there.
don't believe that any of us the character. which is fine.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's no character names right now, so we're just going to have to deal. I will work on those while you guys are figuring out what you want to do. But anyway, where the X is where the flesh thing was, and that is where Estrelli is. The doorway is here-ish. I had 2 doorways, but now there's only one, so let me just... We'll just do that there. That's fine.
Okay.
So the hallway that was revealed, let me go ahead and reveal that, goes into here. And then up here is the other closed doorway.
And we
So
are
then-
hearing the sounds from the far right over here.
Yes, you hear the sounds coming from this direction.
So then this is where we came in,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's nowhere else to go in this room.
No. There's some
Okay.
tables. There's some broken equipment. It looked like it might have been... Oh, and there's like body parts. It looks like it might have been some kind of corrupted armory.
Okay, so boarding ourselves in here, not a good idea.
Correct.
Yeah. So I guess we need to go. How fast was that thing? Was it like? Are we talking fast zombies or shambling zombies?
Well, you don't know for sure that it's a zombie, so
Yeah,
I'm not
just
going to
like
use that term.
The creature.
Let
Can I
me-
actually use a bardic knowledge on the creature? Did it count as undead?
Yeah, that is dead or undead, right? Although, is that places? That might be places.
Why don't you go, while I'm looking up how fast it was, why don't you go ahead and look up your bardic knowledge and read me what it applies to, and then I can give you some information or not, depending.
When you first encounter an important creature, location, or item, you know what? Even if it's an undead creature, it's not necessarily an important creature.
It's your decision to make.
If there's lots of these, I can't really say that that one in particular was important.
But it would be an important type of creature. Like, it would be an important archetype of creature to know about.
I will say this. You can use your bardic knowledge on that, but your bardic knowledge tells you that that is unlike any zombie or undead creature you have ever heard about. And it must be something else that is beyond your expertise.
Aha, so it's not necessarily dead or undead. Was it alive? Did it feel warm when it was up against me? Pressed close.
Yes, its flesh did feel warm.
So
Very well.
There was a strange heat to it.
There's a strange heat in its embrace.
Olivia, you notice that it didn't move noticeably slowly when it dragged Estrelli into the room.
Okay.
It wasn't especially fast, but for a creature of that size, you'd say it was moving at a normal, like almost like human, like humanoid
Yeah.
speed. Yeah.
Okay. So no sense in, like, leading them outside where we can just, like, back away from them and kill them while walking backwards.
Yes, that would. You don't think that would
I
be a
would-
viable strategy?
I would say let's go in here and hope to find a door that we can close behind us.
Let me also mention
Prevent them
that.
from
Sorry, go on.
to prevent them from hurting us.
All right, and I just want to also mention, Sysmaster in chat also mentioned first time encountered, and I looked over and it says when you first encounter a creature or something, then I can ask. So since we've already encountered him, he fought with him and stuff like that, the time has passed for me to actually be able to ask about him.
Well, I will still let you have that information because I already did.
Okay.
I
well,
I mean, you essentially asked the question like within 10 seconds of meeting the creature.
I think
in real
that's
time.
fine. Like,
So, like,
I think
it's still the first encounter.
I'm fine with that because I think it makes narrative sense. Like, this is the first time the way I interpret it is this is the first time you've encountered a creature of this type, and so you ask the question because it's the first time. It's new to you.
okay.
And so you consult your bardic knowledge, and your bardic knowledge doesn't help you here.
because it is not dead. Well, now it is, but it was not.
I mean,
It is
it's
dead,
you
right?
know it's dead. Your bardic
Excellent.
knowledge tells you that much.
My bardic knowledge tells me we actually did kill the thing by
Yes.
exploding its head.
So what are
and
you
it has
all?
no arms, so even if it was still alive, it would be pretty harmless.
What are you all
It might
doing right
kick.
now?
Yeah, I'm like I'm like trying to lead everybody in this way because I like to fight enemies from 2 directions at once.
But, well, personally, my character is suggesting that we perhaps go, back out to the main doorway, where there's even still some light outside, and it would help us see anything that comes around toward us.
Olivia immediately switches to that plan to avoid like us sitting here discussing which way to go while flesh monsters are coming at us. So Olivia's now walking this way.
Okay, and Zed's already heading this way, and we can make our stand against anything that comes toward using the light from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I say just step outside. You know what I mean? Fight these dudes outside where we're not like in forced close quarters with them.
You kind of don't want to get surrounded. It would be good to funnel them in front of us.
That makes sense.
So it sounds like you're all wanting to kind of stand in this entry hall with the open door at your back and fight them as they come to you. So you're
This will be our epic last stand.
It'll be our
Make a
choke
great
point
song.
of not trying to fight 8 of them at once.
So you're
Yeah.
waiting for them to approach?
Yeah, I'll like ready an arrow, and if I see a flesh zombie or flesh monster, I'll shoot
You're
an arrow at it.
convinced they're zombies, and I love it.
Let me also say that my character is definitely tinkering around with how this song's going to be.
Are you
'Cause standing
trying
at an
to
entrance where
weave
waiting for flesh monsters to charge at you? That's pretty good. That's good
Australia?
material.
Are you trying to weave a performance into a spell, perhaps?
Can I even play my violin right now while my shoulder's disinjured?
Actually, your shoulder is not injured. Your face has gashes in it
Oh,
from
he
its
bit my
teeth.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he-
I don't need that.
grab your shoulders and hit your face.
Okay, as long as my shoulders are all right, now I can play the violin.
So did you want to use your arcane art, perhaps?
Well, I don't. None of these don't. 1d4 forward to dance. Yeah, sure. I'll play. As we ready ourselves for the oncoming attack, I'll play a lively tune to boost their morale.
So choose an ally
Oliv-
and an effect. Okay, you're doing that.
Olivia plus 1d4 to damage, so roll 1d4. So now Olivia would get a 2 forward to her damage.
I think I would just roll an extra
Yeah,
D4 when
she
I
would roll an
damage.
extra d4 when she does damage.
Okay,
So what?
fair enough.
So that happens, or well, roll
That might happen,
plus your
depending on your roll.
charisma.
Oh, okay.
So,
So you have a chance to
Step
fail
here.
here and gain XP.
Oh, wonderful. XP.
so roll 2d6 plus your charisma.
Okay, and that is over here. Tribute. Aha. And back to here, and
Nice.
So
Boom.
Olivia,
That's quite the roll.
when the next time you deal damage, you will add an additional 1d4. So go ahead and mark that down somewhere so you don't forget.
Sweet.
So, as you are standing there waiting for these creatures to appear, you see them almost clawing each other with their eagerness to burst out of this hallway. And 3 of them round this corner and they rush at you, fighting
Okay.
each other for the chance to get the first bite. What do you
So
do?
I'd like to do the arrow shooting.
Okay. Because they're definitely not unaware of you and they're not disabled. So
Just a regular volley.
That would be a volley. So roll plus your dexterity.
And
So
Nice.
if they are unaware of you, then you get a bonus.
I just can make a different type of roll that has like disabling abilities instead. It's not necessarily better. It's just different.
Okay. So you do your damage and I think it's just you have a clear shot. You do your damage and then you can add an extra 1d4 to that because of the
And-
arcane art.
Normally, I would add my companion's ferocity for also attacking them, but in this situation, that wouldn't really be happening. We're just sort of
Yeah,
arrowing them as soon as they come into sight.
right. I think on your next attack, if you describe your companion also attacking these creatures.
7.
So you fire several shots, but don't mark down a use of your ammo. And each one of these shots, inspired by this arcane art from Estrelli, rips through one of these creatures. And again, it rips through it almost like ground up meat, and you sever body parts, and it collapses in chunks to the floor.
Okay. How many of them do I take out?
You take out one of them.
I love to take out one of them. Nice. That's one less flesh monster trying to hurt
Zed
us.
and Estrelli, what are you doing?
They are still far away, right?
At the moment.
All right.
Well, there's one that looks close and one that looks far away. I'd probably take one step forward and try to stab it in the face because it
Okay.
seems like that's the plan.
So you want to make it so that you're in close range with one of them and then stab it.
Yes. So can I step forward and hack and slash?
Yes. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
a hack and slash. Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Aha! Another vicious cut on the monster.
And then please also roll 1d6 plus 2 as the enemy makes an attack against you.
Oh. I'm not getting the fair trade. Oh my god.
Oh, that's
There's
rough.
the high roll.
So
I love the fact that you roll damage for yourself in this game.
Oh. Let me
No
also
one's-
mention I have one armor.
yeah, so that will be minus your armor. So you take 6 damage. And
So-
what happens is Estrelli rushes forward and he thrusts forth his rapier, stabbing it into the chest of this creature. And the creature walks forward with the rapier driving deeper into him, or it, I should say, as it reaches forward to Estrelli and rakes these long yellowed claws around him. And Estrelli is wounded by this. Zed, what are you doing?
Okay. Poor Estrelli.
Songs will be told of my valor on this day.
If only I had taken that like cleric spell ability, I would be able to heal you right now.
When your only melee combatant is a bard.
Well, I had bandages, and I was thinking of bandaging myself, but everyone's like, "Oh, we need to get out of this room." So I'm like,
Yeah, I don't think
okay.
you would have had time to bandage yourself.
All right, so if I was able to allow Olivia to attack unnoticed, how much would that help you?
I mean, I could probably do the same type of. Is Estrelli grabbed again? Or is he
Estrelli
just, like,
is grabbed
in the melee?
again.
Like,
Well,
I
actually, I'm
probably
going to
could
say
do
no.
the same-
He's in melee. Like,
Yeah.
he's raked around him, but Estrelli would be able to back away.
Would I
Yeah,
have
they're
to
just sort of
like, my
attacking each
rapier,
other.
or
What's
because
that?
my rapier is in his chest right now?
I
Would
mean,
I be
he
able to
won't.
back away with?
It depends on how well you roll.
Ah, very well.
Like, I don't think I necessarily need to be doing a called shot here. Like, just a regular volley is plenty, I think. A regular volley is
well-
more likely to do damage. The other things just do special effects with less likelihood of damage.
I'm just wondering what type of spell would be best in our situation. I think I'm just going to go ahead and launch another magic missile set.
Here comes the sexy
Okay.
hair.
And I assume.
Not at the close one though.
Oh, so you're
Estrelli is
Estrelli is with the close one.
Yeah, not with the close one because.
Okay, so
You
probably
believe in
got
Australia.
this.
Well, I
Don't need
mean,
to worry about that one.
yeah. Well, first off, you've got it right, so I don't have to worry about him. But second off, I also don't want to accidentally hit you since you're in melee.
Yeah.
And I don't want there to be two of them attacking you.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a fair
one
point.
attacking you is more than enough. So,
Okay, so go
I mean,
ahead.
I understand that you are horribly injured, but I'm going to go ahead and fire at the far side one.
And to be fair, like, there is a chance to defy death in this game. So even if you die, like, even if you reach 0 HP, you're not dead yet. But something interesting happens. And we'll see if we
Excellent.
get
You
there.
have about a 50% chance of dying, I think, right?
Yes, I think it's that. Because you roll 2d6, and on a 10 plus, you cheat death. On a 7 to 9, you have to bargain with death to stay alive. And then on a 6 minus, death claims your soul.
I mean, all right. I have health potions. Is there any way that I could possibly like quickly funnel it down Australia's throat?
Just step up behind Australia. Hold still.
Well, I will let you do that with a roll, but I'll need you to decide, do you want to cast a spell or do you want to try to feed Australia this potion?
I think eliminating the threat is more important than attempting to heal somebody while they're in melee.
So do you want to cast a spell?
Yes,
All
I will
right.
go ahead and I will cast Magic Missile at the far target.
Then go ahead and roll. Okay. So deal your damage and then choose one. Do you want to draw unwanted attention to yourself or put yourself in a spot? Do you want to take -1 on going to cast a spell, or do you want to forget the spell?
Let's see here. Let's go with the -1 to
Okay,
casting future
so-
spells.
Make sure you take a note that you are at -1 to cast a spell.
And where do I take a note at that for? That'd be
Wherever you want to put it for now, because I don't have a good place for it. If you want to, actually, let me make you a macro real quick on your sheet for cast a spell, and that way you can just click that, and we'll stick a -1 on there. So I will, under your class move, it's going to be cast a spell, and it'll be /roll 2d6 plus at intelligence -1. And then we'll hopefully remember that we did that and change it once you've prepared spells.
Yep.
Actually, let me
I mean,
make
you could
a
also
note.
have it be a pop-up saying, how many minuses I get until the next prep. You know how you have the
plus
pop-up boxes?
ampersand. I don't remember how to do it, so I'm just going to do -1 for now. I don't feel like looking it up right now. It's fine.
Okay, that's fair. I have a button now. I'm happy.
Yeah, you have a button. It should be good. Okay, so go ahead and describe how you kill this thing.
This time when the magic missiles come out, they are not force missiles. The magic circle was red, and the magic missiles were also red. And upon striking the creature, he burst into flames.
Okay, so the smell of cooked rancid meat fills the room.
Yay!
Better than uncooked rancid meat.
And thus you see why I did not want to aim at you with this spell.
Okay,
And
I appreciate that.
its charred cook body smolders on the tattered rug. What are you all doing? Estrelli is currently grappling, well, not grappling, but like engaged in melee combat, trying to fend off this creature with his rapier stuck in its chest. The other two flesh monsters have been dealt with. One was torn apart by arrows, the other one was cooked, basically.
Could I possibly take my next action right now?
Well, you just did an action.
I'll leave
Right,
that to
but
group vote.
This is like a new set of 3 actions, right?
Can I go ahead and suggest something that's actually terrible for myself?
Yeah, let's hear it.
The flesh monster that I'm fighting never actually took its own action.
Yeah,
It
I
only
know.
damaged me during
Yeah,
my
that's how
action.
Dungeon World works,
Yeah,
actually.
monsters don't have actions. They hit
Oh,
you when you
okay.
fail rolls.
Oh,
and-
thank goodness.
So I basically what happens is when I say I get to tell you what happens and you don't like it, that
So-
means I get to make things happen.
So that's actually a good argument for not having Estrelli make the next roll. Because I imagine he's getting on pretty low health at this moment.
Well, I was actually
Right.
going to do something super heroic. I was going to like let go of the rapier that's stuck in its chest and just try to punch my way through its head.
I mean, you could do
Possibly
that because
knocking
you're
its
in
stitched
hand.
head off.
You're in hand range with
Okay.
it. That could be
I-
cool.
I wanna help that by having Red like also attack the monster at the same time.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, Olivia. Why don't you
Boom!
roll? Oh,
Well, I mean, I guess he doesn't really need it.
well, you should
but-
probably roll it
yeah,
anyway
I'll still
because
roll.
you might fail.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad
So
that you succeeded so well because I was going to dive in between you and the monster in order to try to
So-
spare you some HP.
So what do I roll here?
So, how many bonds do you have with Estrelli?
Estrelli, I have 1.
So roll
Oh,
two
it's
d6.
bonds.
Roll two
Oh,
d6
nice.
plus the number of bonds you have with Estrelli. You
Okay,
fail.
I do fail.
So I'm gonna say, let me take a look at some stuff.
She
'Cause-
jumps in the way and I end up punching her instead, ruining my...
No, because you got a really good success. So I'm gonna let you have that, and you can, while I am looking this up, describe how you kill this flesh monster with your bare hands.
As I let go of the rapier, which is stuck in the monster's chest, I take aim and I punch right at its head. The force of the blow was powerful enough to rip apart the stitching that was holding the head on, and the head goes flying backwards.
Very cool.
Battle Bard.
Very cool. So, let's see. I just gotta look at some things because I want to do something interesting because that's what Dungeon World's all about.
Oh, and by the way, Sith Master, thank you very much for all of these comments. It helps spur
Yeah.
us along.
Oh yeah, I'm really appreciating having you in the chat and offering your help and commenting. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I'm certainly enjoying being here and running Dungeon World for these goobers. No,
Well, as a
seriously, love you
goober, I
guys.
can say that I'm enjoying this as well.
Well, good. I'm glad.
It is a fun little system.
So were you just using Red as you were assisting?
Yeah, because I don't want to like shoot an arrow at him and risk hurting him.
Okay.
That would be
Let me look
missing
up.
the whole point of what we're trying to accomplish
Sure.
here.
I want to look up Ranger things real quick.
One thing that might be relevant later on, I get an ability that or I can get an ability that lets me let my companion take a blow instead of me. And what happens in that case is that their frosty is reduced to 0 until something.
What I'm going to say is that what happened is Red, rather than helping, because even you commanded Red to help Estrelli, and what happened was Red moved forward, and is Red male or female?
Female.
And her fur stood on end. You know what cats do when they try to make themselves look huge to try to intimidate an enemy.
Yeah.
So she approached this thing and growled, and her fur stood on end, and she's frightening, right? She wants to frighten things, and she went down to her instinct to frighten this creature, and it didn't work. And I will say that she she is going to be reduced to 0 ferocity.
Okay.
Ongoing until you make camp.
Yeah. Normally it's a few hours of rest with your animal companion.
Yeah, that would be
for
the make
ability.
camp. That would probably be when you make camp. So we'll say that. Yeah, we'll go with that. That sounds good.
Seems good.
Okay. Australia is fairly badly wounded, but as far as you can tell, if you listen, you don't hear any immediate threats in this room. You see a lot of corpses of gooey flesh creatures. And ahead of you, there is that doorway that is closed, and then to your right, there is that hallway where these flesh creatures came from that you have not yet explored. What do you do?
I pass Estrelli a healing potion.
I say, thank you, kind sir, and down it.
Okay, let me look up healing potions for you.
There's a 50-50 chance it'll heal you, and a 50-50 chance it won't.
Wait, really?
I don't think that's how it works. Dungeon gear.
Sorry, that one was just a placebo.
Yeah.
Red Kool-Aid.
I know one of these is the healing potion.
Yeah.
When
one
you
of these will
drink
burst you into flames. The
When
other
you-
one will heal you.
When you drink an entire healing potion, heal yourself of 10 damage or remove one debility, your choice. You don't have any debilities, Australi, so you heal 10 damage.
Ah, excellent.
And go ahead and mark that you have used one of your healing potions, Zed.
It did say entire healing potion. So could he possibly have drank like half in order to get back like 5 hit points, or is that a thing?
So stingy.
Well, I mean, if you're only down by like 8 HP.
No, I'm down by 10.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah,
Well,
he was attacked
means.
twice.
down the whole thing.
So that
It's
actually...
like, oh, great, that's going to put me at full health. Well, he doesn't have to drink the whole thing. Like, no, I do.
He doesn't need to like not be bleeding. We can bleed a little. He'll be fine.
He's got plenty of blood.
All right, I am now down to 2 healing potions.
But you've gained my thanks.
We're just going to do a quick overlay change while you guys decide what to do.
Well, I mean, we've healed up. We've fought a bunch of monsters. Should be able to move forward, right?
Yeah, just like
How
back
long
at
are
it.
we running this till 9?
Yeah, we're going until 9. We'll probably do
Awesome.
the end of session around 8:30, 8:45. I don't think it'll take very long.
Okay.
Okay.
So you wish to proceed ahead into the tower?
No reason not to at this point. Everyone's at full.
Yeah.
Do you want
Fully
to explore
healed?
the hallways to your right first, or do you want to head towards the door?
I'd say all the way to the right.
This is a tower, correct?
Yes, and basically what you know from looking at it from the outside is that there was a round tower that stretched up about 5 stories tall, and then there was an additional like set of buildings where the entry point was, and that's where you are in now.
Okay, so the first floor is going to be far bigger than the upper floors.
That is correct. So you believe from what you have explored so far that the door straight ahead of you, this one here, will lead to the tower part of the tower, and that exploring the alcove area to the right will lead you to that other building, which is slightly bigger than this room.
Okay.
So it should be a dead end, and it should be fairly small. We might as well go
Yeah.
see what's in there first.
Before we
should've
do
been-
that, let's go back to the room on the left and just see what's in there.
Okay.
Because I don't think we
Yeah.
actually really took a look at it.
How does searching work anyway?
You would discern realities, and that would be rolling plus wisdom.
Discern realities. Why does it sound so awesome?
Because it's
Was
Dungeon
that your
World.
reality discerning?
Let me.
In the correct reality.
I need to make sure. Okay, so was that discerning realities?
Yes, that's what the macro told me.
Okay, so mark XP.
Mark XP.
Oh, excellent.
Man, I don't know whether or not I should be happy about all this or not. I'm not getting much XP, but that also means I'm successful at what I try to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point of the game. It's like either
You're too skilled to be awesome.
It's not a good game for optimizing. If you optimize too hard, you'll never level up.
Okay.
Good thing I put that dexterity dump stat.
So
Yeah, you're
gonna
going to be
come
rolling
in
that a
handy.
lot. Probably level up a lot off of that dexterity dump stat.
Or die.
You know, I mean, that could happen too.
let me look at a thing real quick, and I'll tell you what happens. What is currently in your equipment, Estrelli?
Oh dear. Let's see here. It is this one. All right, I have leather armor, the rapier, bandages, dungeon rations, and a violin.
Okay. Well, as you're looking around this room, trying to find something interesting or useful, you step in the ooze of this creature that Zed felled, and you slip and your pack slips open, and one of your bandages falls and lands in that ooze and is ruined. So mark off one use of your bandages.
How many uses do they have?
I believe they have 3, but let me double check that for you.
Ouch.
Yeah, they have 3 uses.
Would it be possible for me to cast a spell on said bandage, prestidigitation, and clean it of the gunk?
They're absorbent bandages. That's one hell of a spell. To unbloody a bandage.
You can try. Why don't you go ahead and roll to cast a spell, and I'll tell you what happens.
Hey, I mean, that's a roll.
Okay, so Zed,
Zed is
you
just too good. He's too
I know,
powerful.
he's OP. So
I
Zed
was
comes
hoping to get a failure.
Zed comes up and he weaves his spell as he does and casts it on this bandage, and it is still somewhat discolored, but you do think it would be usable again, Estrelli, though how well it might be used might be questionable. You're not sure, but
Okay, so should I write down that I have 2 uses of a normal bandage and 1 use of a questionable bandage?
yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
A questionable bandage.
I mean, if it's good for flesh golems, it must be good for normal people.
But
I mean-
suffice to say, you don't find anything useful in this room except unless you want to loot like bones or rotted limbs or moldy like club branch things that don't seem to have any value.
Could we... moldy as in also wet, probably?
Yes.
All right. My character moves on to the room on the left-hand side, and I would like to do a search there as well.
On the here?
Yes.
That's where
That's where
he
we
was.
just-
Oh, okay.
You can also try to search it, I guess. But
Yeah, my search failed, but...
All right. Discern realities.
Roll plus wisdom.
you're amazing. Poor Zed. No
Okay.
rolls for you.
So you may ask me 3 questions from this list that I will go ahead and oop, that's not what I meant to click on. I have too many tabs open. I'm gonna post them in chat here. You can ask me 3 of those questions. And then you may take +1 forward when acting on the answers.
And +1 forward means whatever action that I choose to use to do on that.
Like,
with
if
that
the
knowledge?
answer gives you information and you're able to act on it, you'll get a +1 to the roll.
Oh, all right.
It's amusing to me that I'm like extremely good at this roll, but I'm the only one not rolling it. Like I have a +4 in this roll. With my companion helping.
All right. So I guess my first question would be: I get 3 of them.
Yeah, you may ask me 3
All right.
questions.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
With a 10. Let me see if I want anything to be useful or valuable to you here.
And remember, it is always on the lookout for anything of a magical nature.
Okay. As you are looking around this room, you look under one of the tables and something catches your eye, and perhaps it's the light of your staff lighting lighting the shadows under the table better, and you have to get down on your hands and knees, but you reach under the table and covered under layers of dust is a book. You may add 1 additional use of your bag of books.
Nice.
Good stuff.
And that goes up. Oh wait, I have to edit first. Okay. And then that goes up to 6.
And then you may ask me 2 more.
Let's see. What is about to happen? I don't know how that would pertain. Maybe if if our party ventured over to the right.
Well, it's about the room. So you're trying to discern realities about this room, and you are certain that for the foreseeable future, this room is safe. That nothing is going to come into this room. Like, you put your ear to the wall and you don't hear any noises or any burrowing. You feel like this room is a safe place to be, and that nothing of note will happen here if you take no further actions.
So a good
So it's
place
the rest-
potentially.
Yeah, so I'll let the party know that if we need to fall back to a place to camp or to rest, that for right now this room looks like a pretty good bet.
And then you may ask 1 more.
What should I be on the lookout for? Considering
Flesh monsters.
Well, right. Obviously, I know that there are flesh monsters in here, but can I also ascertain other equipment that may yield clues or insights as to other beings in this tower?
You should be on the lookout for... I'm going to say, as you're discerning realities about this room, you take a closer look at the corpse of this flesh monster, and through your rigorous arcane study, you recognize it as a golem. And that would make sense to you because wizards of old, when they would protect their towers, they would create these monstrosities of flesh and stone and iron. And so you believe that you should be on the lookout for more golems in this tower.
Quite possibly more than just the flesh golems.
Yes.
Very good. That is useful information to have.
And don't forget, take +1 forward when acting on the answers.
Yes. Which is very powerful in this situation.
Yes. So now, should we encounter future golems of flesh, stone, or iron, I should get a +1 to actions
While in the
against them,
tower?
or-
I'm gonna say in this situation, while we are currently in this current situation, while you are exploring this tower, when you are dealing with creatures of flesh, like golems of flesh or iron, or creatures of stone, you may take +1 forward on your actions against them. Or
No, I think +1 forward is only your next roll.
oh, is it your next roll?
Yeah, the
Okay.
other one is +1 ongoing.
Oh yeah, it's not
So
ongoing. So
it's
it'll be
not
your next
absurdly
one.
powerful,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good.
I was gonna say that's
Okay.
OP. I gotta dial this
Yeah.
back. But yeah, okay.
All right,
so yeah,
so the next one that I see.
yeah.
and,
So your next, when you next deal with a creature of that nature, you may take +1 forward when acting
All
against
right,
it.
so the party would most likely have seen Zed crouch down by the first flesh golem that we knocked out in the room on the left-hand side, and examine it, and then explain to the party, this looks like a flesh golem. Pretty common in old mage towers for defense. They also make them out of iron and stone as well. So we do need to be weary.
You mean the dead aren't walking? What a ripoff.
These are not dead. They're just manifestations of flesh through magic. Which is very similar to the zombies that you are thinking of, but this flesh is actually alive. Or was.
My Strelly would probably mutter under his breath at this point that coming here was a waste of time then. He would sigh a little bit. He's not like going to go home or anything. He's a little disappointed.
Well, the fact that these creatures are still here and present means that this tower has not been explored by anyone else. The treasures here are still perfectly valid.
Ah, yes, the treasures we were all here for. All right. I mean, like, he can't really, like, argue with that. That is the reason he dragged them all here, so...
So what do you do?
Well, I suppose now that we have this knowledge, how are we going to be fighting stone or iron creatures? Arrows would not do very well against them.
Yeah, I can't imagine arrows are going to be super effective versus iron golems.
I mean, I have a wooden stick. I doubt that will do much. My magic.
Worst comes to worst, I'll just have to punch their head off.
I bet your force bolts would be pretty okay against them. Like, that's like magical impact seems reasonably good as far as
but
injuring
that would
iron
be our
creatures
one
goes.
and only offense.
If we were upstairs and it was a metal golem, I'd say just push him down the staircase.
It might be kind of hard to push a metal golem. It would weigh like a lot.
All right. Well, I say it's best not to dwell too much on it. We do need to keep on moving. Although we do have to keep in mind that we are going to have some kind of a plan for when we encounter them. And I do say when and not if. I'm fairly certain that they're in here.
Well, that sounds rather sad. Let me lighten the mood a bit. I start playing a song.
Are you trying to use your arcane art, or are you just playing a song?
Well, it would give a moral boost, so yeah, let's do an arcane art. It worked pretty well the last time. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to imbue Olivia with some damage, hopefully.
Okay.
Roll plus your charisma.
2d6, right?
2d6 plus your charisma. Okay, so...
Doesn't seem right.
Well...
That was a completely average roll. 1 3 and 1 4. I mean...
Bard.
Oh, GM's choice. Darn it.
Let me take a look. Okay. Okay, so you start to play your violin, and are you singing as well, or do you just play?
He might hum a little bit, but mostly he's just playing.
Okay, so as you are humming along to the playing of your violin, suddenly the sound gets louder and louder, and I'm going to give you a choice. You can either stop abruptly and not allow Olivia to get the plus 1d4 forward to her damage, or the spell will reverberate. I will allow you that choice.
If I hear it getting louder and louder...
Like, you start to hear it echo off the walls. Like, but it's not really echoing, it's just like this power is echoing off the walls.
Oh, I would keep it going.
Okay. Okay,
like,
Olivia.
especially if I hear it echoing, that Oh,
Hey,
like I don't
working.
think I
Something
could
magic
respect
is
myself.
happening.
I don't think I could respect myself as a bard if I stopped playing at that point.
All right, Olivia, take one plus 1d4 forward to your next damage roll. And I should probably make a note about special things that happened.
Probably affected every zombie in the facility. I'll have plus 1d4 damage.
Every creature in here has plus 1d4. Oh, that's great.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sith Master did have a good point in chat. We could spout lore to find like ways in which we could injure an
I
iron
was just
zombie.
about to say that.
Oh,
I want to
nice.
reach my bag of books, pull out my manual on golems, and find
Oh,
out.
other targets. I thought it would be other target. Oh, that's dangerous.
Yes.
And what about me? Do I get +1?
No, it didn't
1d4?
reverberate to you. It went through the walls of this tower and up it.
I'm guessing metal golems would reverberate quite nicely. Wooden ones, not so much, probably.
Zed probably looks over at Estrelli and says, unless you are really proficient in the arts of magic, you probably should not cast them in a mage's tower. It could have unforeseen consequences.
Say
So
what
he
you
can
will.
actually make
That was an
statements like
amazing
that,
song.
having not failed a single roll this whole time.
Because I am proficient in the art of magic. I know what I'm doing inside of a wizard's tower. I live in one.
Like, I think at this point, like, Estrelli, like, realizes what he just did might have had negative effects, but he's still pretty happy with that song. I mean, that was a good song.
Fair enough.
When the
But in
whole
any case,
tower resonates with your music, that's amazing.
so I would like to spout lore and take a book out on my manual of golems if I happen to have one.
Okay. Go
Maybe
ahead.
that one you just found.
I mean, it could be. Go ahead and Okay. So in this case, I will tell you something interesting about golems, but it will not be useful. That's up to you to make it useful.
Okay. And now the books. How do they add to that again?
You were supposed to take a +1 to that roll, so you would have gotten an 8.
Oh, all right.
So you mark off one use of your books. You've
Okay.
expended the knowledge that that book contains. You know that metal
And this
golems.
This is spouting lore, too,
Yes.
so everyone else can hear it,
Yes.
as though I am speaking of it.
So you know that iron is actually a misnomer when it comes to talking about iron golems. They're actually made of metal, any metal, steel, copper, sometimes they're even made of gold.
That is interesting.
How do you know that? Well, you know this from the book, but yeah, okay. Was the book that you found under the table, or did you already have a book on golems?
I already had a book on golems.
Interesting.
He's got his own tower to defend, mind you.
That's true. Where did you come by this book?
The library, duh. We've been over this.
Actually, I may have found the book on golems in my own tower when I took it over.
Okay.
Seems reasonable.
Didn't do its previous owners that much good.
Well, you
Well,
don't
that
know
was
what
the thing.
happened to them.
That's why I chose that tower, is because it didn't have many defenses.
Maybe they tried a teleportation spell.
Okay. Well, I
Like-
think this is probably a good point to take our final break.
Okay.
So we will take a final 5-minute break. Everyone can get some water, eat some food, go to the bathroom, whatever. And then we'll be back for probably checking out the first floor of this tower some more. Okay.
I mean, we only have the room off to the right to explore, and then we're up to the main tower itself.
Yes,
so.
true, but I don't think we're going to make a lot of progress, so.
Uh-oh. DM has some roadblocks installed.
We'll see you in 5 minutes. Stick around. More Dungeon World coming up then.